So what's up, people? It's Bad Dog. So yesterday's game was pretty amazing, right? There is a black cloud hanging over the Giants. There is some bad karma. Somebody hates the Giants. Something is going on, right? Because the New York Giants are not only a poor football team, but they get no breaks, and they lose in the most improbable, impossible ways. Last year was a 61-yard field goal. This year it's a 63-yard field goal. Who hits 63-yard field goals against anybody? But it's always against the Giants. Got really bad luck. I guess you've heard of the power of positive thinking. Well, maybe this team has no positive thinking. I believe the New York Giants are just waiting for something bad to happen to them, because it has happened to them for the last 2.5 years. They're 5-18 in their last 23 games. They can't get out of their own way in a lot of things. You know, congrats to the Carolina Panthers. Congrats to Gano, who drilled a 63-yard field goal. I mean, that was amazing, and he had plenty of room to spare on that kick. It was pretty incredible. But that only happens against the New York Giants. If he kicks that against anybody else, guaranteed he don't make it. Guaranteed. I've watched kickers miss field goals left and right all freaking season this year, but not against the Giants. Never miss against the Giants. That game was very interesting. The Carolina Panthers, the Giants would give it away to the Panthers. Panthers try to give it back. That game was, I don't want it, you take it, pretty much. That's how it ended up being. Eli Manning was awful pretty much the whole game. I know people were saying, oh, Bad Dog, you know, he drove us down for the game-winning touchdown. You know, if he didn't kick that field goal, we would have won because of Eli. Where was Eli the first 53 minutes of the game? Throwing high, missing throws, horrible interceptions. The one play where Sterling Shepard was on the outside, Eli Manning threw it inside to the safety. They can say it's miscommunication. How is it that for 15 years there's been miscommunication between all different kinds of receivers and Eli Manning? The one play where he decided to play action when we were down 20-16, and he decided to do a play action. They did that the whole way down the field. Play action, quick slant. Well, I think Carolina got wise to that. Eli Manning didn't even look. He threw blind into double coverage and got picked off by the safety. For 15 years, we've seen this from Eli Manning. Underneath coverage by the safety, underneath coverage by a linebacker. Somehow we don't see it. It's unbelievable. It's extremely frustrating. The game is frustrating. The season's been frustrating. As good as the Panthers were, or as bad as the Giants were, whatever the hell happened, the Giants had a great chance to win that game yesterday. I'll give them credit. They showed some fight. They showed some resiliency, because when they went down 27-16, I thought it was over. I'll be perfectly honest. I didn't think we had a chance in hell of coming back and winning that game. But the officials absolutely cost the New York Giants that game yesterday. There is not a doubt in my mind. I have never come on here and blamed the officials for a loss. But today is that day. The officiating in the NFL is a joke. The NFL itself is a joke. Roger Goodell has made this product into a piece of garbage. And the NCAA football product is so much better than the NFL football product right now, it is not even funny. Michael Bennett's sack on Kirk Cousins yesterday, they called unnecessary roughness, was absolutely laughable. He hit Kirk Cousins in the hip and slid down to his feet to make the tackle, and they called unnecessary roughness. The unnecessary roughness on the receiver of the Carolina Panthers when we got them off the field and we were down 20-16 was one of the worst calls I have ever seen in my life. It wasn't just that. They didn't measure on 3rd and 1. They spiked the ball on 4th and 1. It didn't matter. People could say, oh, you looked at the replay and, he got the first down. They still should have replayed it. That's too big of a spot not to go back and look at that to make sure the spot was correct. Kerry Wynn got mugged, got held. They threw the flag on it finally after Kerry Wynn was almost tackled to the ground. And then, of course, after he gets held, Cam Newton just lets the ball go. Kerry Wynn hits him right here, right in the chest. Throw the flag for roughing the passer. That was terrible. That was one of the worst officiated games I have ever seen in my life. And like I said, they absolutely cost the New York Giants the game. At the beginning of my stream, the first 5 minutes of that stream, I saw the referee was Jerome Boger, and I said, that guy is terrible. I absolutely hate him. He is the worst official in the league. And yesterday just proved my point. That was atrocious. The NFL has become atrocious. It's a joke. The officials don't know the rules. There are so many gray areas as far as what a catch is, what roughing is. You can't do anything. I'm always wondering why these quarterbacks are escaping. It's because the defenders are afraid to hit the quarterback because they don't know where the hell they can hit him. I've seen Clay Matthews week after week get roughing the passer. He hits him in the shoulder, he hits him in the waist. They drive him into the ground. I'm sorry. I don't think a 300-pound lineman or a 260-pound linebacker going full force into a quarterback and grabbing him in the stomach and start to bring him to the ground can all of a sudden defy gravity and just let him go. It's a joke. The NFL is a joke. The rules are a joke. And I swear that's why players are getting hurt more and more. Not because of the hitting. Because they don't know what they can do. They're indecisive in tackling. Cam Newton's allowed to lower his head and use the crown of his head or the crown of his helmet for a battering ram. But God forbid if a defender does that to him, it's over. You know, when the offensive player lowers his head, it's supposed to be a penalty too, but they don't ever call that. Now, I know there was some argument about a face mask on Saquon Barkley down by the goal line. I get that. I agree they should have picked the flag up. There was a finger there, and I don't think that was a face mask. But regardless, the officiating in that game was absolutely terrible. I've heard all the things about Odell Beckham, what he said about the team. But one thing I'll say is he shouldn't go to the media about it. He should keep it in-house. That's what he did wrong. However, everything Odell Beckham said about this team, I completely agree with. I do believe that they show a lack of heart. I do believe they show a lack of desire. I've felt that way for some time. It was nice yesterday to see them get off the deck and put up a fight when they were down 27-16. It was nice to see Eli Manning throw the ball down the field deep and connect with Odell Beckham for a touchdown, connect with Russell Shepard. It was nice to see those things. It would have been nice to get a win, but that didn't happen either. I watched Sterling Shepard for years at OU. I've watched him for 3 years in the NFL. Now, this being his third year, I've never in my life seen Sterling Shepard act the way he did on the sideline. And I like that. I like Odell Beckham, his passion. I like what Sterling Shepard did yesterday. These guys are frustrated. They're aggravated, man. They're sick of losing. And I respect that. I wish all the players had that kind of fight. Yeah, Odell Beckham can be a head case. Yeah, he can be a distraction. Yeah, there's a lot of baggage that goes along with his talent. I get it. But I don't ever question that man's desire to win. He don't take plays off. He gives 110% every freaking game. That's all you can ask from a player. That's all you can ask. And he does that every game. And I don't question that. So him questioning the team's heart, I do understand it because I question it myself. Does every player on that team give 110% on every play? I don't think they do. That's why they lose. They just find ways to lose. They wait for bad things to happen. They're not aggressive. There's not. I watched a wide receiver screen yesterday. I watched Landon Collins back up and get blocked instead of going and tackling the defender or the receiver. I see this way too much on wide receiver screens. The Giants aren't aggressive at all in going to tackling. They just sit back there and they back up on their feet. They're flat-footed all the time. I've seen a lot of bad losses in my day. This is one of the worst that I've experienced in a while. The 2010 loss of the Eagles, Miracle in Meadowlands Part 2 or Number 2, whatever you want to call it, that was a bad one. That was a bad loss. You know, some of the playoff losses I've dealt with were bad losses. We blew that big lead against the 49ers in 2002. Those are bad losses. Yesterday was a really bad loss because the New York Giants had a chance to win that game. And because of the officiating, they lost. Now, granted, listen, we made bad plays. You know, Odell Beckham blocking on the punt instead of trying to get out of the way of the ball and they're hitting his foot, and then Janoris Jenkins trying to pick it up and advance it instead of just diving on the ball, and Eli Apple kicking it into the end zone and giving him a free touchdown certainly was not a great play by the New York Giants. The horrible offsides by Kareem Martin on the punt that allowed Carolina to go for it on fourth down and convert on fourth down and ultimately score was a horrible penalty. Oh, and that reminds me, on 4th and 3, of course, they called illegal contact or pass interference on Jackrabbit. He wasn't even close to the receiver, not even close. And then B.W. Webb got a personal foul or unsportsmanlike conduct for banging into the official. The officiating was horrible in that game. When I have Eagle fans, Cowboy fans, and Panther fans, Redskin fans, fans of every single team in that stream yesterday, well, maybe not every single team, but all of them. You know Eagle fans don't want the Giants to win. You know Cowboy fans don't want the Giants to win. You certainly know the Panthers didn't want the Giants to win yesterday. They all agreed the Giants got hosed. Every one of them. What does that tell you about the officiating yesterday? It was horrible. And it absolutely cost the New York Giants a win yesterday. Absolutely 100%. Again, I'm not taking anything away from Graham Gano's incredible field goal. And by the way, I want to clear that up. I know in my live stream I said the guy sucks. That was anger talking, okay? I was angry. I was in disbelief and I was angry. I told you, it's raw emotion at the end of those games. When you're angry, you say things you don't really mean a lot of times. So he doesn't suck. He's a good kicker. But his career long was 54 yards, and for him to drill a 63-yarder, I don't even know what to say. Now, people loved my reaction to that. I watched it back. It was kind of funny. But isn't it funny how people just love other people's misery? And I'm included in that. We lost. The Eagles lost, so I watched the Eagle fans' videos. And I said, you know what? Got a little smile on my face seeing them miserable like I am. And then the Cowboys, you know, they were talking. Well, Simon thought it was hilarious that I almost collapsed. Well, I did collapse, I guess. I fell, whatever. I just kind of dropped down on the ground when he made the field goal. But kind of funny how the Cowboys lost the same way we did. Obviously not a 63-yarder, but made me feel better. Isn't it funny how that human emotion works? But that's what makes me the most mad. We could have been, should have been 2-3, just like the Eagles, just like the Cowboys. Redskins, best team in this division. But they have a very tough matchup tonight against the Saints. They could very easily lose that. It could have been 2-2. We could have been right there. This division is not good. None of these teams in this division look good at all. The Skins look the best. But they're so-so. The Eagles and Cowboys are lost, just like we are. But we could have been there at 2-3, just like they are.
Yes.
So, again, the officiating cost the Giants the game. You could say I'm salty. You could say I'm angry. You're right. I am. Because that officiating and the NFL itself is a joke. Until next time, I'm doing a live stream tonight, ALDS Game 3, Red Sox Yankees. And until next time, I hope to see you there tonight. Until then, it's bad dogging them out. Deuces.